Hello, friends, and welcome back to Soul GPS Tarot. Today's PickACard reading has 3 different groups. Take a look at the cards and I'll introduce them to you, but choose the one that you are most attracted to. And today's reading is about what is it that you need in order to get unstuck. Whatever situation you're feeling stuck in, this is going to be advice on how to get unstuck. So you may choose the Otter and the Celtic Tarot, the Oyster and the Tarot of Mystical Moments, or the Nightingale and the Good Tarot. So take a moment, really focus and feel what attracts you most. As always, if more than one is attractive to you, go ahead and watch both. And while you're thinking about it, if you would hit the like and subscribe button, comment after your reading if you feel so inclined, and share, that would be so wonderful. It'll help this channel to reach more people and help me to really do the work that I feel called to do in the world, which is to help you to navigate with your soul GPS. So there you go. I'll see you in your groups. Hi, group number 1. If you selected this cute little otter and the Celtic Tarot, then this is your reading. The otter is a card that is just about unrestrained joy. And its advice is, if you're not feeling a lot of just joy and delight in life, it's time to go looking for it. It's time to invite some experiences in that will be truly delightful to you. And that will raise your vibration, as it were. That's going to call in more wonderful things. So we're going to put the otter to the side for a moment. And I shuffled the heck out of the tarot cards, but I'm going to go ahead. Today I'm going to just shuffle and see what wants to come out. We'll pull a few other oracle cards as well. We're going to kind of loosen up the format just a bit to allow for some more intuitive readings. So just giving it a good shuffle. And let's see what feels like it might want to. Okay, that guy. That guy feels like he wants out. That guy. Yep. That's 4. Let's do 2 more. This guy wants out. And let me feel that guy. Oh, that feels like, oh, it's just 1, I think. Okay. Alrighty then. So let us see what we've got. We begin with the 3 of Wands. We then have the 9 of Cups. Nice. The Page of Wands. Whoop. Did I end up? No. Okay. Well, she wants to be upside down, so we'll see. The Queen of Pentacles. Normally I don't do reversals, but that one definitely popped out that way. 6 of Cups. Lots of Wands and Cups. And the Hierophant. Okay. Okay. So how do you get unstuck? Number one thing is you need to bring in some more joy. The Three of Wands is a card. I'm going to pick that up so you can see it better. But you see, this figure is on a journey through the forest, and there's a doe here glowing. And then he's got a couple of companions with him. I can't quite make out this guy. I'm not sure what he is, but it looks like a bear and somebody else, another creature, are accompanying him. And the Three of Wands is a card of teamwork. It's a card of expansion and travel. So it sounds like so far I'm seeing that some more connectivity with others might be good in your life. Perhaps there's a trip or some travel that could bring you some lighter energy. You might need a little bit of a getaway. The Nine of Cups is really the culmination of the wishes coming true, your, perfect fertility as it's shown in here. Let me push my sleeves back because they're pushing the cards around. Okay. So then we have the Page of Wands, which is kind of, it's about a new idea, creativity, new project, that kind of thing. You can see he's harnessing lightning. And then the Queen of Pentacles reversed is somebody who's feeling a lack of resources, is feeling like an infertility, if you will. And so it's interesting that that is kind of juxtaposed with the Nine of Cups. So moving on to the Six of Cups, this is a card of innocence, of nostalgia. These two little children have returned to the garden of childhood, and they're just in this spirit of innocence. And finally, the Hierophant is a card of kind of traditions, what is conventional, conforming with what is expected. So the heavier energies in the deck are really the Queen of Pentacles, and in this context, the Hierophant. And it feels like you are desiring forward movement and perhaps, wishing for this sense of abundance and fertility. There's a thing that you want to accomplish, but there's a bit of a blockage. You are in an energy of lack. You may be focused on, what you don't have, feeling like, why is this not happening? Why is this not moving forward for me? What can I do to make it better? And jumping over to the Hierophant, I get the feeling here that you may be saddling yourself with expectations of doing something in a particular way or achieving a particular result. And with the joyful, total freedom kind of energy of the otter and this Six of Cups, this childlike innocence, I think that the advice here is for you to let go of your perceptions of what other people's judgments might be around this area where you're feeling stuck. People are thinking about what you do far, far less than you believe they are. We're all that way. You are the star of your own story. You're the star of your own life. And so, of course, it feels like whatever decisions you make are, front and center in the world in general. And like any kind of a mistake or a slip up is somehow going to have terrible repercussions, not just for you, but for all kinds of people that you care about, or even just, random people who might judge you. They're very busy judging themselves, just so you know. They are not thinking about how you might let them down, truly. So these cards are saying you actually are this Nine of Cups, this fertility. You are this youthful energy of the Page of Wands that can harness all of this creative potential and create lightning. You have it in you to do this thing. You have it in you to take this journey. You have it in you to do it with joy and lightness. And this fear about other people's expectations and this feeling that maybe you don't have what it takes, these are illusions. Okay? Probably the fear of judgment and so forth is coming from a younger part of yourself that feels like if you take a step out of line, you could risk being banished by the society that you need around you in order to support you. And it's, a completely reasonable fear for a young child to have, or for anybody to have. But we all have these young parts of ourselves that came up against some kind of um, block in childhood, or a situation that was upsetting, and it makes like a little copy of that little person, and it shoves it down in your psyche and keeps it in there, because the big feelings that are created when we're little around something that feels scary or upsetting or threatening in some way are too much for that little nervous system to process. And so we just shove it way down deep. And then we spend the rest of our lives really trying to keep it down there so that it doesn't pop up and give us bad feelings. And so we develop fears around how people might judge us. And we feel the feelings of this little child who feels sad that it is stuck way down deep. So it's important to kind of connect with this younger part of ourselves. Just kind of close your eyes and imagine that you could just talk to this little one and just ask them if they could tell you what it is that they're afraid of. Whose judgment are they afraid of? And then find out from them if they didn't have to worry about that, if they didn't have to keep on working hard to protect you from being judged by saying, oh, don't step out, don't do anything that would call attention to us, and so forth. If they didn't have to do that, what would they rather be doing? If they could be doing anything, typically a young part of ourselves, any child, is going to prefer just having fun, you know, just playing. And how do we do that for that part? First, we have to recognize that it's there. And then we have to ask that part if it can turn and look at us. If it can notice that we grew up, right? You're not this little child anymore. You have this little child part in you, but you also grew up and became an adult who can do a lot of things and who is capable of caring for other people, caring for yourself, caring for, your animal companions, all kinds of things that make you a reliable adult. And if this little inner child can see that, in fact, there is a reliable adult on board, they can start to let go of some of that job of protecting you all the time, of pointing out people you should worry about, people's opinions you should worry about. And you can ask them directly, what kind of fun would you like to have? And really listen, and then do it. Maybe they want to color, get some coloring supplies and spend a little time coloring. And then ask them how they're feeling once you took a little time out to color with them. Maybe they just want to turn on music and dance. Maybe they want to go outside and, play in the leaves. Whatever it is, listen carefully, respond. You want to start trying to provide this inner child part of yourself with consistent love and attention and meeting of its needs, because when you do that, it gets to go back to being a little child, and it gets to redo things so that it's having a good childhood, and so that you have all that energy back that you can use to be the adult that you want to be, to accomplish the things you want to accomplish without feeling frozen by fear of what other people might think. So, group number one, nice, clear message today. You can do the thing you want to do. You may just need to free up some energy by taking care of some internal inner child business and providing some safety and some fun for your inner child, and letting them know that if somebody disapproves, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to leave that little child. You're going to be there forever. So somebody else's opinion cannot harm you or this inner child of yours. Their opinion belongs to them. It says more about where they are in their journey than where you are in yours. So you need not be attached to it. You can just let it go, because you have something really wonderful. I apologize for that little interruption, group number one. My camera cut off, but happily we were mostly done. And the last thing that I did was to pull a couple of oracle cards, and the ones that came out were this beautiful card called Peace. And I thought, wow, that's absolutely perfect. The inner child needs peace in order for you to move forward and accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. And then I took this card from the fortune cookie oracle, and it was achievement. And again, I was impressed by how well that actually sums everything up. I think you have something that you are, have been stuck in terms of really starting and putting out in the world, because of a fear of judgment, about how you're doing it, about what you're doing, about you not continuing to conform to other people's expectations based on what you've done in the past, whatever. And the fear that results in us worrying about other people's judgment really comes from this young part of ourselves who needed other people in order to stay safe. And we do need other people, even as adults. But we're so much better able to understand that somebody else's judgment is more about where they are in their journey than it is about where you are. You can't please all the people all the time. So put your real self out there, your real gifts out there, and your people will benefit so, so much. And so will you, and so will your inner child, from you just being completely, authentically you, and understanding that your people are going to find you when you are your full self, your full expression of self. So group number one, thank you so much for being here. If you've not done it already and you feel moved to, would you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, and most importantly, I would love to meet you. I would love to hear from you. So if you would leave me a comment below and let me know how this reading resonated with you, I would be so honored. And group number one, I hope to see you again in the next reading, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye. Hi, group number two. If you chose this Oyster card and the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this is going to be your reading. Beginning with the Oyster card, this is a really interesting card. It speaks of needing to express your real self and having a hidden gift. You know, think about the oyster who develops a pearl. And if you didn't know that about oysters, you would have no idea that there could be a pearl in there. And so it's really about not hiding your light under a bushel. So let's see how the tarot cards bear that out or correspond with that. You are your message that I've asked to be delivered is how you can get unstuck from a situation. And so I'm going to go ahead and just do a bit of a looser kind of a shuffle. Just make sure this is, yeah, okay. And just see what here that guy wants to come out. I'm going to try to do 6 cards. We'll see what comes out, and we'll also do some oracle cards. Okay, I feel this guy is 2. 3, 4, 5. I'll do one more. That guy is 6. Okay. Let's see what we have. Card number 1. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Nice. Card 2, the Queen of Wands. My goodness. Some nice energies going on there. And Judgment. All right. Card number 4 is the 8 of Cups. I want to straighten those. I'm feeling a little crooked. We'll see. Hopefully I'm not making it more crooked. Okay. Card number 5 is the King of Swords. This is a very powerful. And card number 6 is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So let's just talk through some of this stuff. You've got 2 Pentacles. You've got 3 court cards. Wow. A major arcana and 2 pip cards, an 8 and a 9, Pentacles and Cups and Pentacles. So very, very interesting. And I adore this deck. I just adore this deck. I think it's so beautiful. As I say, it's called the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So let's just talk about each of the cards and then see how they form the story of how you can get unstuck. So the Nine of Pentacles is about kind of leaving a, full abundance, being able to leave a legacy. Sorry, it's about luxury, self-sufficiency, about being able to take full pleasure uh, in your own company and with all that you have built. I'm sorry, the leaving a legacy thing is actually 10 of Pentacles, but this really speaks of luxury. And she's just able to support herself with all that she's built. The Queen of Wands is a lot about confidence and self-expression. Queens are connectors. Their energy is fully generative and connective with others. And this beautiful woman is, this queen is, her gown is a peacock's tail, and she's holding this flower, and it also sort of appears to represent the sun. She and it's and that glowing round shape is reflected in the pattern on the peacock's tail. So she's full of confidence, full of self-assurance. So there's a powerful message here with this, and we'll come back to it. This card, Judgment, is about kind of a wake-up call and really waking up to your life's purpose. So it's, yeah, okay, it's starting to come together for me. The Eight of Cups speaks to moving on. It can talk about abandonment, but in this case, it could be abandoning a path you've been on. Now, the suit of cups is the suit of water. The element is water. And that represents emotions and relationships. And so in this particular card, this girl is walking away, and she's like a little ladybug. And she's noticing that these other creatures are all paired up. These are a couple, these are a couple, this is a couple, these are a couple. And she's not partnered. Very interesting. Okay, definitely getting the message now. And it feels melancholy. She's feeling like, okay, am I just not supposed to have somebody? What's going on there? Now moving over here to the King of Swords. She is, the swords are the element of air, and you can see her sword is a needle actually, and she's stringing stars onto the needle, and they're coming down onto the thread, and they are creating this string of lights. She knows how to be strategic. She knows how to create what it is. She has a vision for how she wants it to be, and she knows exactly how to string these in order so that they turn into what she wants. So let's just do the last one, and then I'm going to get to what's really coming through for me. The Page of Pentacles is, it can be, it's a youthful energy, right? But it can talk about news of a new job. It can talk about, a new venture. Pages oftentimes do bring little messages, but she's on a new venture, and she's got everything she needs. She's going to maybe plant some more of these flowers, and she's got her little watering can, and her dress is a flower. And she's barefooted. She's a young girl. So once again, I'm seeing the seeds of this massive girl boss energy in this child. I think that where you may feel stuck is here in the Eight of Cups, in this feeling of, don't I get a partner who can really support me, love me in the way I want and need to be loved? Don't I get a prize like that? And this is, well, I know from personal experience, this is a hard message. This message comes to us sometimes smack in the middle of life, when we've been disappointed by relationships in particular, when somebody didn't show up in a way that made us feel truly loved and cared for. And so we focus on not being able to get at the prize that we've always wanted, which is to feel fully loved and cared for. And this focusing on this sense of melancholy, of leaving behind, unwillingly really leaving behind, this dream of being partnered in a way that feels destined and romantic and fairy tale like. It's almost like Prince Charming never showed up, or Princess Charming never showed up, and they were supposed to have. Based on all the stories you heard, they were supposed to have shown up, and you were supposed to live happily ever after. Yeah. And when that seems to be not on offer, it's painful. But on the other side of that pain, here's the story. This little girl was, I think this is representing a younger you, actually. And I think she was formed with a mission and with the ability to carry out that mission with her own energy. She's been perfectly made to carry out her mission without help, to be honest. And it doesn't mean you're never going to get any help. Let me clarify. It doesn't mean you're never going to find a partner either, a good partner. It means there's a step in between. Because you came into the world fully outfitted for your mission, and you came into the world as a very, very powerful being. And feeling this sense of lack, this sense of perhaps not having been chosen, of walking alone, feels wounding, So this part of you needs some attention. It needs to be partnered, but not necessarily with another person. I think maybe you need to introduce this part that's feeling sad and let down to this part of you that is fully equipped to carry out her mission in this life without needing to draw on another person's energy. How do I know this? Well, I mean, as I say, this is feminine power, 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 power. I mean, and the oyster contains this pearl, and it's, you know, oysters are notoriously difficult to open. It takes a lot of strength to open an oyster. And the thing is, your pearl is in there, and this oyster is you. It's not that you have to find it and open it and get a prize that's being offered to you by somebody else. You're the oyster. You contain the pearl. You contain the prize. You have the seeds of absolute abundance and luxury and confidence and self-expression and living out your life's purpose and creating a work in the world that is fully reflective of your own creativity. You are the queen and the king here. And yes, this is a female king. It's a feature of this deck. There are male kings as well. But I kind of love the female kings. So here she is. You are a force, my friend. You are a force. And I know you might not feel like it, because if you're in this energy, you can tend to feel like a little girl who's been left behind, and that does not feel good. And it can be difficult to identify with this Nine of Pentacles, Queen and King, and this Judgment card of just calling you into your life's purpose. It's a wake-up call. And it's really saying, wake up. We didn't give you the partner you were looking for because it would keep you from doing your mission. And it is so important that you do this mission. Now, only you can know what it is. And there's more than one person watching the video. So, of course, it's going to be different for each of you. But the truth remains, you are being activated. You are being activated. The oyster needs to open. And this luxury and abundance is going to come flowing out. This inner light is going to shine out all over the place. I mean, look at that. Whatever it is that you've been holding back needs to be expressed. Whatever it is that you put on the back burner and you say, someday I'd really like to blank. If only I didn't have to do X, Y, and Z. Today is the day. This is your wake-up call. It's time to recognize that you are at the center of this story. And regardless of whether you bump into the perfect partner, right now, that's not the goal. Honestly, the goal right now is to remember who you really are. And who you really are is this incredibly powerful spirit, incredibly powerful soul who came here to do a job that you want to do. It's part of who you are. And my sense is that you're here to wake up other people. You're here to wake up other people. You're here to shine a light and to lead people into their own full expression of their own soul's journey. This over here is, quite frankly, a distraction. there may be time for this, in fact, but you've got this work to do first. And it's going to keep calling, it's going to keep pushing you. And the more you focus on this, the more it's going to block it, quite frankly, to block this I need somebody else to come in and save me, because you don't. At this moment, you have so much power surging through you that you may not be recognizing it. It has a direction, it needs an outlet. Yeah, you're being activated. That's what I keep getting. Ooh, pile number 2, there is some like very, very, I don't know, it's exciting energy, I'll be honest with you. I want to pull a couple of oracle cards for you to tie this up. Let me do a little shuffle. This is that the little guide deck that I like so much from Angel over at the Nordic Light Tarot. This guy kind of feels like it wants to come out. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Time. It's time. You got to get going. Yep. And I think let's give you one final message from the fortune cookie oracle. Love this one. It's just kind of fun. Oh, you want out? Okay. All right. So, society. Say yes to all the wonderful invitations coming your way. Excellent networking opportunities and new love interests for singles will be the result. Okay. Well, I think that society, in the context of this reading, for me says, you're the one with the power to open your own oyster, if you will. And you need to come out now, come out into larger society, begin showing up as your whole, beautiful, incredibly powerful self. And when you're in that energy out in society, that's when this perfect partner is going to show up and see you, because you will have shown up as yourself. They'll be able to find you because you're shining as yourself, as this amazing, amazing creature of light and this force of the universe, and somebody who can really see you and really understand what you're about is going to finally be able to find you. So I love that message. Group number 2. Ooh, I would love for you to comment down below. I'd love to hear how this resonated, because it's so cool. If you've not done it yet, if you would like the video, hit the like button and subscribe so you can be notified of future readings. And group number 2, go get them. The time is now, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group number 3. If you chose this lovely Nightingale card and the Good Tarot, then this will be your reading. The Nightingale is kind of about self-expression. Look how the Nightingale is singing and the light is coming out. And it's really singing for the benefit of the entire world. And something interesting about the Nightingale is that it's not visually a remarkable bird, but its its song is so haunting and evocative and beautiful. It it's really kind of like breathing out pure spirit, I would say. So let's set the Nightingale here, and let's give a shuffle to the good tarot. It's been well shuffled, but we're going to go ahead. Oh, I think that guy wants out right away, so that's number one. We're going to try to do six cards. We've got two in there. It's another one of these big chunky decks that I'm feeling this one. Come on. That's three. Here, put it down. Okay. 4 and 5, I think. That could have been 3. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take one more, regardless of how many that makes it. It's when they're this big, they're so unwieldy. I do love the deck, though. The artwork is just beautiful. Do we have one more? Is it you? Okay. Let's make sure that we are. Yes. Make sure we're recording, because this keeps happening where I'm in the middle of recording and it's going really well, and then I realize that the camera has stopped working. So that's just a tiny bit frustrating. But anyway, let's see what we have here. Card number 1, we have the 9 of Fire, which would be 9 of Wands, correspond to 9 of Wands. Ooh, that's so pretty. We have got the 4 of Air, which would be 4 of Swords. And we have got the Moon. Was that good? Then we have got the Page of Air, which is the Page of Swords. We have got the Queen of Air, so Queen of Swords. And finally, we have got the 7 of Air, so 7 of Swords. Oh my goodness, this is like a very air. Apologies for the interruption. Group number 3. My phone keeps filling up and then cutting off recording because it doesn't have enough storage. So anyway, that said, I almost finished the reading before I realized that it had cut off. So let me try to bring back what I said in the reading. But essentially, what we have here, the 9 of Fire, which would be the 9 of Wands, is this girl. It looks like inside of a cave, and she's holding these lit stars. But being inside the cave, she's sort of protecting herself. And then we have the 4 of Air, the Page of Air, the Queen of Air, and the 7 of Air. Air corresponds with the suit of Swords, which has to do with speech, thought, truth, expression. And the 4 of Air, or 4 of Swords, is, as you can see, this little angel is just kind of sitting, taking a bit of a timeout, and it's really the card of taking a timeout. The Page of Air is a youthful energy, but a real truth teller. She's really sending the truth. There's this one feather that's floating up, and it looks as though she has released it into the air. She's got her wings completely open, and she's both a truth seeker and a truth teller. And then we have the more mature version of that, the Queen of Air, who, Queen of Swords, can tend to be a rather blunt truth teller. She does it for the right reasons, but she doesn't soften it. And the 7 of Air, or 7 of Swords, is can be read as a card of dishonesty or trickery. And so what I see, and just for a second, I'm going to check and make sure we are recording, and we are, so good. What I'm seeing here is I think maybe you have been faced with a situation that's made you feel a bit stuck. And so, the theme of the reading is, how do I get unstuck? It seems to me like you are surrounded by um, some energy that is creating discomfort for you. And it seems to me that it may be coming from somebody else, from somebody else's behavior. Um, there's something that you see as being dishonest. Somebody's keeping some things under wraps that um, I don't think it's necessarily fair to be keeping under wraps. It's affecting other people, and that's bothering you. So, the Nightingale is all about um, singing out the truth, and it's, as I say, standing on the world. It's really a truth that is meant to heal the world, and this tricky energy that doesn't feel so great over here, I think has made you feel like sheltering, like protecting yourself, like just um, disconnecting from the whole situation and sitting it out. But it's uncomfortable because that this tricky energy is affecting other people, and it bothers you. And you're being clearly called upon by spirit to speak the truth, to call it out, to say, this is not acceptable. This is not okay, because it's harming other people. And that is a calling coming from your spirit that says, I don't want to feel complicit in harming other people by not speaking out. And yet, I don't want to bring attention to myself in this situation. I don't really want to be connected with this situation. I just want to hide somewhere and take a time out and, just let it sort itself out. But again, you are a truth teller, and holding that in does not feel good for you. So I think the advice, really, group number 3, is to tap into your inner truth teller and to, I don't know, find a way to tell the truth that is fully expressive, fully calling out where the harm is being done. And because you have spirit with you, and because it's your intuition that's telling you that this thing is not good, this energy is not good, you are accompanied, and this energy, you are accompanied by spirit. You are protected. You have protection in this situation. You can confidently seek the truth and then call out the truth, not in an effort to punish anybody, but in an effort to protect people who don't know what's going on. Because you do. You sense it, you've seen it, you've heard it, you don't like it, and it's time to say something. You are protected. We are not inclined to involve ourselves when it could backfire. It could call attention to us and have other people become angry with us, and that also doesn't feel good. But your spirit is a spirit of righteousness, for lack of a better word. You have a strong sense of right and wrong, and it's not, um, you know, there's purpose behind it. You have a strong moral compass, and you don't want to see other people being lied to and harmed. And so sometimes we just have to come out of the cave. We have to come off the sidelines. We have to sing it out, seek it, call it out, call it out. And this tricky energy over here, this kind of dishonest energy, wherever that's coming from, I don't think necessarily that the person who is perpetrating this energy on other people is trying to do that or doing it consciously. I think that they are acting out of their own wounding. And this is how we do. We are wounded. And so when we act out of our own wounding, we wound other people. And that is what's happening. So you can have compassion for the trickster, for the liar. You can have compassion, understanding that they are acting out of their own wounding, but it doesn't mean you have to accept the behavior. And so the Queen of Air says, enough is enough. Your behavior is causing problems for other people, and I can see it and I can't unsee it, and I have to say something because I feel strongly in my bones that I'm being called upon to do what's in my power to stop the harm from continuing. So it requires bravery. Group number 3. It does. It's not nothing. But you're very powerful and you have a very strong moral compass. So if somebody gets upset with you for telling the truth, it's not about you. It's about them. You can always tell the truth in a compassionate way. And I would encourage that. Truth telling, I think if it wounds people in turn, is not great. But if we can tell the truth in a way that does demonstrate compassion, even for the one who is harming, we've maintained our neutrality, which is what you kind of want, while still protecting other people, which is also what you want, if that makes sense. The Nightingale sings this beautiful, beautiful song, this hauntingly beautiful song. It doesn't screech through the night sky and peck people's. Apologies once again, group number 3. I got to figure something out with this storage issue. But what I was saying is the nightingale does not go screeching through the night sky and pecking people's eyes out. It takes in the knowledge of the pain and everything and transmutes it into poetry. So you too can take in the knowledge of this tricky energy and transmute it into an understanding that people acting from woundedness wound other people. And you can say to the perpetrator, I'm calling you out privately to give you an opportunity to make right what is wrong. And there's a timeline on it. And if you've not dealt with it and repaired the harm that you've done, by that time, I will have to make it a broader calling out. I will have to really come out and say what's been going on. So uh, clean up what's the mess that you've made. Um, Understanding that we do wound people out of our own woundedness, but you can come from a place of groundedness and from a place of deep compassion, knowing that we can abhor the behavior without abhorring the person who is conducting the behavior. Okay, group number 3, before this thing cuts off again, let's pull you a very quick card of, what am I trying to say? An oracle card from the little guide deck. I feel like this guy wants out. And we have home. So I think you might know what that means better than I do, based on your situation. And it's interesting, it's a little birdhouse. Maybe your little nightingale self needs some comforting, to say you are protected. You're protected by the cave. You're protected by the ability to take a time out. You're protected by your own ability to return home to yourself and talk yourself through this and say, I've got you. You're saying that to yourself, really, to the worried parts of yourself that don't want to get involved. You're saying, we're okay, and it's important that we use our power and our voice to call out what is harming other people. And finally, I'm going to pull a fortune cookie tarot card, because I just like them. They're pretty, and you never know what other ways Spirit wants to give you a message. So that, well, there's 2. I'll pull both. So we have commitment and we have nature. Okay, so commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. Well, that I think does play in pretty clearly. And nature. Interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the ocean. This will be good for the soul and healing for you. That's great advice. I think you can ground yourself in nature, and protect yourself, but you can also keep to your own commitment, to your moral compass and your knowledge of what is right, and your desire to help and protect people. Group number 3, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with the interruptions. I will figure out the storage issue. And if you haven't had a chance yet, I would love it if you liked and subscribed. And I would dearly love it if you would leave a comment down below and share the video with anybody you think might benefit from it. That would be great. And I hope that this situation is one that makes you feel more and more true to yourself as you respond to it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and hope to see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.